This week on LISD Overtime, we'll check in on track and field, the ending of soccer season, and we'll take a look into how the pandemic is impacting the highest contact sport in the district. I'm Kellen Croxton, and welcome back to LISD Overtime. To start this episode, we'll go to the Colony High School, where on Friday evening, Hebron, Flower Mound, the Colony, and Southlake competed at TCHS. In the boys' long jump, Adam Axelrod from Flower Mound won with a jump of 22 feet and 3 inches. And in the girls' long jump, Kelly's Armstrong won with a jump of 17 feet and 3 inches. Juan Pache won the 110 boys hurdle with a personal record of 15.76 seconds, and Eva Vreeland won the 100-meter girls hurdles. In the 4x1, Flower Mound won on the girls' side with a time of 49.74 seconds. On the boys' side, Hebron won with a time of 43.5 seconds, beating Flower Mound by 0.3 of a second. In the girls' 800, Flower Mound's Emma Hong won by 13 seconds with a time of 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Flower Mound also won the boys' 800 as Joseph Kelsey ran a 1:58. In the 100, Dayana Felician from Flower Mound and Corbin Blast from Southlake won. Flower Mound ended up winning big on both sides in the girls' sides of the meet. Switching gears to soccer, last Friday the Colony hosted Sherman. The game started off pretty slow, but with some injuries for Sherman, the Cougars started to apply pressure, and a goal from Hagen Weish gave them the lead at the half, 1-0. As the second half started, Sherman scored their first goal, but the Colony shifted momentum as Yosemar Reyes scored the game-winning goal. The Colony won this one 2-1 and is sitting at third in district. Now on to girls soccer, on Tuesday night, Marcus had a strong team win against Lewisville. The game started off close as Marcus only led 1-0 at the half, but in the second half, the Lady Marauders pulled away in what became a 5-0 blowout. Great teamwork as all 5 goals were from different players. Marcus won their second in a row, and the Lady Farmers stay winless. Some other girls' scores from Tuesday night are Hebron winning 2-1 over Plano West, and Flower Mound winning 2-1 in a comeback against Plano. And let's see how these scores affect the standings. Flower Mound is still at the top at 9-2-1 with a big lead in district standings. The Lady Jags have also clinched their playoff spot. The next LISD team is in 4th place as Hebron is hanging on at 6-2-4 and Marcus is behind them at 5-4-2. Tuesday was a good night for both teams as Hebron is now half a game behind Plano and Marcus gained a vital win. Moving on to the boys' side, on Tuesday night Marcus beat Lewisville 4-1. Hebron tied Plano West 2-2, and Flower Mound lost to Plano 1-2. And on to the boys' standings, Marcus clinched their District 6-6A title last night in their 4-1 win over Lewisville. And although Flower Mound lost to Plano, it's not all over for the Jags as they're still a couple of games ahead of Plano West. Now, while the soccer season has been somewhat normal, the same can't be said for wrestling. Ian Harrop has that story.
I'm here at Flower Mound High School, where the pandemic has had a major impact on wrestling, one of the highest contact sports offered here in the district.
All the way from the season format to basic things that we have to do in practice have been changed this year to accommodate COVID. Our season has been pushed. Normally it's a winter sport. This year we don't even get on the mat until later this week.
This year we only have duels, which are just one team against another.
With the program's competitions being scaled back and their season now only 4 weeks long, Flower Mound's wrestlers have to make the most out of the time they have.
I think it's put a lot of pressure on the older guys. We don't have as much time as we did before, and it's really just put pressure on us to make sure that for what time we have left, we make the most of it.
But perhaps the biggest impact on the program this year has been on the wrestlers' ability to bond as a team.
One of the best team bonding experiences we do is always an out-of-state trip. Win, lose, or draw, the experience seems to draw our team closer together. And due to the COVID, we don't have any tournaments this year, so we've had no opportunity to bond as a team.
However, despite these challenges, the Jags are still confident they can come away with a successful wrestling season.
Individual matches are going to matter more now, and I think this time around people are going to really bring their best to every match. That's what our main focus is, making sure that we're ready to get our wins this year and early so that we can have good seeding for the end of the year.
Reporting for LISD Overtime, I'm Ian Harrop.
I'm back in the studio with Christy Lyles, an assistant athletic director for the district. Thanks for coming in, Christy. So as you just saw, wrestling has had to change how their season functions dramatically. Is there another sport that's been impacted by the pandemic to such an extent?
Thanks for having me again today. Absolutely. All of our spring sports, last year ended this time last year. And so our district baseball, our district softball, our postseason soccer, district golf, postseason golf, tennis, wrestling, everything did not get to finish. So everybody is just taking a deep breath and hopefully, going to make it through. And we're very confident that our teams are going to get to go through the postseason and finish what they started. But wrestling, with all the mitigation and everything, they've had to only have quad meets, until the district event. So, they've had to patiently wait and get started, and they're going to get started and go rapidly to hopefully finish out the year like all the other sports want to do. So.
Yeah, I mean, we're coming up to a point where last year around this time, actually right before spring break, that like the school year ended, and as we see, like baseball hasn't even started district play. I mean, soccer hasn't even gotten to playoffs, and like this is where the season actually ended last year, and so it just goes to show how much of the season was really cut off by the pandemic.
Well, and I think the players and the coaches have that sense of urgency right now. They want to do the right things. They want to stay healthy. They're trying to do everything they can to keep playing, and a lot of our seniors this year, they didn't get that experience that they may have had their junior year or their sophomore year. They lost that experience, with track and baseball and softball and soccer, all of them. So now they're having to lose that year of experience and hopefully, get to do as well as they want to do and accomplish their goals.
Yeah. And now, Flower Mound is currently at the top of the girls' standing by about 3 games, and they're just about to play number 2 in the district, Coppell. Now, as they've already won district, does this game kind of lose meaning, or do they still need to bring it all on the table when they play Coppell?
Absolutely, they will bring their A game. Our district has some of the top teams in the state, and hopefully, all of our Lewisville schools will make it. But 5 teams right now are in the hunt for 4 spots. And so they will play their A game. They will still press. They have scored 15 goals to 2 goals in the last 4 games. So I talked to Coach Sapos, and he hopes that they stay healthy, and they're gonna keep playing and pushing, because you can't stop your momentum. You can't let up on any opponent, and just playing good opponents like Coppell to finish it out will just get them ready for the postseason.
Yeah. And now, as they're the top team of the district, of course, and they're really looking poised to make a deep playoff run this year, is there any teams that they need to look out for in the playoffs?
Yes. Unfortunately, our region is probably one of the toughest in the state. So if you can get out of the region, you have a great chance to make it to the state championship game. Our biggest competition will be Prosper, Allen, and McKinney-Boyd, who we will meet up with in the by-district round. Unfortunately, that happens sometimes with our district and who we match up in the first round. It's one of the tougher rounds. So if you get past that, you have a really good shot of going far. And I think Flower Mound has a really good chance to go deep if they can just keep staying healthy and doing what they do.
Yeah, I agree. I think Prosper is going to be the main difficulty. I mean, Prosper right now is 9-0 in district. They're 18-0 currently in all the games that they've played, and they're first in the state for soccer. So it's definitely going to be such a hard team to beat. But
that
if they
could be a regional final showdown for sure. So
yeah, but if they're able to get past Prosper, it looks like it'll be a lot easier once they get into the higher levels of the state meet. Well, Christy, thanks for joining us today. All right, now it's time for our Team of the Week. Our Team of the Week this episode is the Colony Girls Soccer Team. Currently, they're on a 3-win streak, which is tied for the most in LISD. And these wins haven't been close. In their 3 wins, they've scored 17 goals and only allowed 2. The Colony is doing well on the road as they're undefeated while away. The Lady Cougars also have not lost a game in March and hope to keep that streak going as they play McKinney North this Friday. Well, that's all the sports news I have for this episode. Make sure to come back next episode for more information on what's happening with sports around the district. I'm Kellen Croxton, and thanks for watching LISD Overtime.